Well, I now think it's time to go one last time back to a theme park in the northern regions in Germany. And the theme park I'm talking about is called Hansa Park, and this theme park is quite known for having some very mysterious and creepy roller coasters. And now I need to quickly apologize for the sound of my voice because I got a stuffy nose and a sore throat, as you know. But we have already covered the mysterious roller coasters hidden inside these different towers at Hansa Park. And now it's time to focus on the classic thrill coaster called Nessie. And yes, the name of this old roller coaster is quite familiar because it is themed to the Loch Ness monster. This classic roller coaster dates all the way back to 1980, and it is actually manufactured by a company that is no more, and that is Schwarzkopf. And well, if you ask me, that might be one of the most German names for a company. And this classic thrill coaster has actually been rethemed in the recent years, so now we got this dark looking track and the colorful train and also a beautiful station. And now let's go in depth with this classic roller coaster and see if it still holds up in 2025. And now most importantly, let's go over the stats of this roller coaster real quick. And Nessie has a total track length of 2,431.1 feet, and that is 741 meters. The height of Nessie is 85.3 feet, and that is 26 meters. And the maximum speed of this classic thrill coaster is 49.1 miles per hour, and that is 79 kilometers per hour. Now in terms of inversions, Nessie is home to one inversion, and that is the vertical loop. And now let's quickly talk about the theming and scenery around this roller coaster, because Nessie has this awesome looking station that looks like a smaller scale castle. The area around Nessie looks quite dark because it's filled with cobblestone walls. And quite surprisingly, there is also a family roller coaster flying by Nessie's roller coaster layout, and this one also goes through the vertical loop. And on top of that, you have one of the world's tallest drop towers standing in the middle of the helix by Nessie. And before boarding Nessie, you have this big, beautiful and old looking station. The roller coaster train on Nessie consists of 7 carts where you have 4 riders per cart, and that is a total of 28 riders. And Nessie also features this very minimal lap bar restraint, so that makes the ride very comfortable. And now let's talk about the ride experience on this classic thrill coaster. First of all, the roller coaster train slowly goes up the lift hill. Nessie slowly goes through a drawn out turn, creating anticipation for the first drop. The riders go down a decent drop with no airtime in the front row, but a bit of floater airtime in the back row. And then Nessie flies through a vertical loop, creating strong positive G-forces throughout the whole roller coaster train. The vertical loop flies over the family roller coaster, creating some awesome moments for the riders. Then the train quickly goes up again and through a very drawn out turn yet again. This is where you have time to look at the beautiful view by the sea at Hansa Park. Then the riders go down a sharp drop, creating a bit of airtime in the front row but a lot in the back row. The train flies over a low to the ground airtime hill with great airtime in the front row and a bit in the back row. And this moment with the drop and low to the ground airtime hill is by far the best moment on this roller coaster. Nessie then aggressively twists upwards again into this huge helix. The train doesn't really carry that much speed at the start of this helix, but the speed keeps getting built up yet again. This drawn out helix is a bit more exciting because you have the huge drop tower in the middle. And after the helix, the coaster yet again aggressively dips down into the tunnel. This small drop creates a bit of airtime throughout the whole roller coaster train. And in this tunnel, the roller coaster hits the final brake run. And these old brakes can give you a bit of a shock because they are very loud inside this tunnel. The coaster then turns to the left through a very small and minimalistic dark ride section and then into the station. And then that's the end of Nessie, the old yet classic Schwarzkopf looping coaster at Hansa Park. And what's really interesting about this classic roller coaster is that you might think it is a bit rough and rattly, but this one is very smooth to ride. And Hansa Park has really done a great job maintaining this roller coaster. And well, even though the ride experience isn't out of this world on Nessie, it is still great. And now what am I going to give this roller coaster? I'm going to give Nessie a 6.5 out of 10. The best moments on Nessie by far is first of all the very strong and positive G-force heavy vertical loop, and after that the sharp drop and low to the ground airtime hill. That is awesome. But then after a decent first drop and a decent drop in the end, the roller coaster is filled with many dead spots, and especially the last big helix, that is one big slow element. And what really makes this coaster a bit more than just okay is the interactions with the other attractions. The small family coaster twists in, over and under Nessie's roller coaster layout. And then you also have the huge drop tower called Highlander standing right in the middle of the helix on Nessie. And now you have finally reached the end of my review of Nessie, the classic looping coaster at Hansa Park. And now please let me know in the comments below what you would rate this roller coaster from 1 to 10. And now if you really like roller coaster and theme park videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. And then at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.